August 21, 2024. I recording now because it have happened very special things. I mostly in 95% I recording only when there is something to talk about, and the rest of it is when I feel me down and lonely. Then I can start a recording. But it is rare that I do that, because afterlife is talking to me. Afterlife is what other people call heaven, and it's heaven is more like people think that is more like a fantasy cartoon style, something that is not for real. They are thinking that, but they want to believe that it exists. And by listening at my podcast, you have come to know that there is existence, something from heaven, and what is around us. It's very much hidden from ordinary people. And if they don't see that with their eyes, or if they have not experienced it on their own, they have hard to believe it. So I fight against this thinking that if you don't by yourself see it or hear it, it doesn't exist. And I can go back to myself, because I told people that they come to me and talk about Jesus, and they talk about Jesus as God, and I say, I hear what you are saying, but I can't understand it, and I need to come to know God, that He do something very special, that I can't deny that this is God talking to me. And but it happened. It happened for me because I have talked to you about in the hospital when I was 16 years old, and I took care of a child, and the child had to go to the doctor. And then I sit outside the doctor's room and waiting for that child to come back when God was talking to me. And He told me to go into a girl's that was 16 years old as me, that I should go into that hospital room, and he told me to lay hand on that girl that was disabled. She couldn't talk or she couldn't walk. And he told me what to do, and I heard the girl talking. And I was not thinking that she can't talk, but she's talking to me. But it was I suppose it was another voice talking to me from heaven, but I didn't understood it. And then when it was done, that the miracle had happened, then I forget everything. So that didn't work on me. That miracle was not enough for me to understand there is a God. So how hard can it be to accept that there is a God somewhere? He is not walking with us in that way we are thinking as human, but he is somewhere in the spheric world, and he knows what's going on. And maybe those in afterlife is talking to him about what they see and hear here on earth, because I know that they need to go through God to could do anything here on earth. They see and hear, but they can't do anything on their own. And that's why people have told me that they see an angel sitting and crying on the side of a person that have died or on its way to die, because they have not talked to God about that person. And maybe they have talking, but God say it's done, should be done. That's their history. That their life is ending here. It can happen, or else, like they have failed by the way that they have not asked God about this person's life and what to do. Because we all have angels with us. And some angels are with us to help us, to protect us. But some people doesn't have those angels, because they are like in a movie, that they are only there in our life to fill up the space around us and make us say and do things that we does. And they are only these static, I don't know what it's called in English, but co-workers in movies. They are not really there to do something special. They are there for us, to make us talk and help and act on these people. And they can come with a message for us to pick up. So it's not the meaning that they should be here on earth for a long time. This was not what I was on my way to talk about this morning. But there is someone here that pick it up, of you that listen, that have that question inside you. And so why are not some people saved? Why do children die? Why is some life shorted? And why is some people very disabled when they be born and laying there only? But those are for us, because God and afterlife want to see what we are doing with them. And I have talking about that before, that I met this kind of people, that I had a message for them, that they should think in another way about their babies, and that you that have followed me the whole way, congratulations. And you know that I have been talking about that girl I met in the hotel, and she was angry at God. And I told her how to think about it, and she be so relieved, and her face was shining up, and she thanked me very much, and she said, "Now I'm going back to my home and open up the Bible again." And so I was there not to be with her, only to meet and give her a message. That was, I filled up the spaces around her in that way for a short time. And I want to, what I was thinking I should talk about is two things that have happened. I have got help with the hedge. Now is it beautiful, and it's a little much hole in it. It was done like that, but it was branches that was falling over those holes, so I didn't see it. But now I see it. But it doesn't matter, because it's only maybe 1 month until it starts to fall down the leaves from it. And it's be only branches and no leaf on it. So I can see through the whole thing, and people can see through this to my home here. And they have cut it very short. And they say they couldn't cut it very short, because then the hedge should die, they say, if be shorter. But it is so I can cut off some branches that grow very fast out from the hedge. So that's very good. And they also cut the hedge on the ground also. I don't know why it should be like that. But maybe is it for when they cut the grass with a machine, they coming and driving this big cutting machine, and it need to come close to the hedge to look nice. But it's done now, and I don't need to be worried about the hedge for this year. Not until until almost midsummer. There, in midsummer, it's where they inspect how it looked like in our properties. And so I'm done. And the summer was going so fast. And that's you that is young, you don't know how fast it's going. But we older people, we know it's going very fast. It's no idea anymore to think to travel abroad because the winter going so fast away. But of course I want to travel to meet you, that is my listener. And I could do more personal message for you from heaven. They tell you things you need to know. And that was happened already when I was in Africa. Those people that follow me, they say, it's very strange because in every church you are coming to, there is a different message for the people. They were very surprised. But I was walking in the Spirit, and the Spirit wanted to talk to people, what they have seen and heard in those area of that church I was to. So I didn't walk in my own steps. It was from afterlife. I was in Africa and come to see what's going on in Africa. I come to see all the lies there is. And I'm going to a place, I think I have not checked it out, or else I take a picture. I have taken a picture of my, not my garden, Jesus' garden, and I'm going to place it on this episode. And if there is something that you can see the address to this company that was here. And I have a bill that is coming. And I have talked about it, that it was a little high bill. But when I see how they're working with the hedge, it's okay, those money, but it's much money that I could have used for something else if I have got free help. But now it's done, and I can relax from the hedge that growing wild. And I maybe will place how my garden looked like today in another episode, or else I do it in this episode. I don't know yet. Then it was the second thing that happened, and that is more like a miracle, because I got a mail from a person, and that mail was from someone that work with podcasts, more like a central central place for podcasts to see what's going on in the world. And he have find my podcast, and he wrote that there is no one that have so much episodes in the podcast as you have, he say. And I know it's a he, because I should check him up, and he was on Facebook, so I could read a little about him. And he have this lots of people that was successful in their podcast, and that was the people that is famous for the podcasts. So he say that no one have this so much episodes like you, he wrote me. And he wanted to know what the podcast was about. And and I wrote him back and say that he wanted me to send him one episode that I like, that I have done that I like. But I like every episodes because it's coming from Afterlife. And I wrote him that. It's like, you should know that, you that have just coming in and listen at my podcast, you should know this is one step in education from heaven, from Afterlife. It started not like you hear here now. It started on a lower lower level. The first thing was that they come through, the spirits. I was not started to recording the podcast knowing that the spirit is coming here and you should hear them through me. That was not what I was thinking. And I didn't know anything what should come with this podcast. And it was only that I heard that they told me that I should do a podcast. When I was here in my new home, when I just I had not yet moved in, but I was looking. I was here to look how it looked like really, because I was disturbing when I was here when my landlord was inside the apartment, and I wanted it so much because I couldn't go back to my old apartment. I needed to have a new apartment because I couldn't walk in steps, and so it was on the first floor, the old apartment, but it was stairs to come up to the first floor. So it was not immediately on the ground. It was maybe 8 steps in the staircase to come. into my apartment. And as after have been almost killed of the car that drove over me, I couldn't come out or into my apartment. So I was, when I look in this apartment, it should be very, very bad if I should not want it. But this, so it was, in my eyes, in that time, was it a perfect place for me. I still couldn't drive in my scooter into the apartment, but I got help to get like a bridge to drive up into my apartment with, and it cost nothing. That's the good thing with in Sweden, that there is some that is for free to help us that is disabled. I can get many things in my home that is for free because I am disabled. But I want to move around also. I don't want to get too much help. And but I am thinking now today that I have to ask if I can get a light wheelchair in my home, because I know it's I'd be very tired in my brain because when I walk around I get so much pain in my knees, and just now I have very, very much pain in my back, and that make me be sleepy and tired in the brain because of all the pain. And I don't want to eat painkiller because of my pancreas. I need to be careful with my bad pancreas so I don't get cancer in it. So I was here on my own before I moved in. I had already got the keys to this place, and I stood. I look around, and then I stood and I was thinking I should recording a video where I'm talking to my friends on Facebook how it looked like, my new apartment. And I walk around and film it and talk about it. And then when I was almost done, I heard a voice saying to me that this will be a gathering place. He was saying that to me. And then in the same time did the coronavirus came. And I was thinking I can't have any gathering place because I don't want to get coronavirus. I can't have any person into my home. So why did the spirit talk it to me in that way, that this would be a gathering place? And I have no clue, because I didn't have the spirit so close to me like it is today. But that was what the Spirit was talking about, that the gathering place was for the Spirit to have a gathering place in my home. And you know that you that have followed me, you know how they come through. I could see them one day when I was recording. Slowly it come like seagulls came. Lots of seagulls. The sky was full of seagulls. And I knew it was not seagulls. It's only that they look like seagulls, for not to show up for all people. And that is maybe can happen in the last day also, that the sky is full of seagulls. And but I knew when I saw them, because seagulls is together very much, but it never. I have been out on the sea also, and I have got the seagulls shit on me, and it have been many, but never so many as I saw in the sky. Well, that's why I understood it was angels, that it was on their way coming home to me. And it come another time also, these seagulls. It was not enough. It was twice the seagulls come. And that I have a recording. And I can't send one episode that I like better than the other, because it's step by step to teach us about heaven and teach us what they see and hear on earth. It's not that I pick something. I told you today that what I was going to talk about, but in the beginning I talk about something else, because the Spirit was over me and talked to some that follow me, and they know that you sit and listen. Some of you, my followers, they're showing me now that you carry like a white robe on you, to be so close you can come to these spirits that is together with God. I see you. I don't know why you holding your hand behind you and then have lift up your body a little, as much as you can, as a human. And you have some like socks on you. Or is it that you are dark in your feet? I see that you like walking. Take me up. You ask God to take you up into heaven and to be like I have been. When I was in hypnosis, I was into heaven, and it have happened that I have woke up in heaven when I recording without be hypnosis. It's gone it have gone spontaneous, and it's not was I had not done it in my own will, but they have taken me up to heaven, but the earth wanted me back. The earth didn't want to let me go because I have much more to learn and saying to you. So I be like blocked between heaven and earth. And I told you what to do if you be this, that you are between heaven and earth, and you need to come back to earth because it's not time yet to go. Then God told me, had told me before I started the podcast, he told me to tell him how much I loved him, and then he let me go. That was he needed to hear from me in words, and not in some people say God see that I act on his words with helping people and give money to the church and those things. And you think that is not enough. You hear me saying that. He wants to hear from you daily how much you love him. And the minimum of it that you're talking to God, how much you love him in the morning when you wake up. And then you talk to him how much you love him in the evening when it's time for you to sleep. When you wake up for the whole day to protect you, and in the night to protect you, because you know how many people, we don't know exactly, but you have heard it, that people have died in their sleep. And it can be very nice to die in your sleep, only fall to sleep and then you go into heaven. But it also, we are weak in the night, and there it can be, if we don't close the door to everything and only let God take us to sleep, then it can come from other words when we are not awake, and they can take us to their kingdoms, and you don't come to heaven. It's very important. It's more important, if I should say that. It's more important to talk to God in the evening than in the morning. But in the morning is it the earthly dangerous, and in the night is the spirit dangerous. So you understand, this is something they are talking to me about from heaven, because they touch me. They touch me very much now. And they are saying, it's like a prayer to you about that you understand these things. And you don't, they say you don't need to understand everything we say, they are saying that now. You don't need to understand everything we are talking about, and let Anna talk from us, for us, to you. You don't need to do that, but there is some rules, some law you need to come to know, that you need to know that the protection of yourself, you do the protection of yourself by praying, and it is not we that do it, is about your your connection with us, that make you understand that the prayer in the night and the prayer in the morning is very, very important, they say to me. And now I start to be tired, be full in my brain of what they were telling me and telling you. So I have to quit now. But I'm place this, if I can place the name of this company. And if you want to help me with the bills, you know maybe their address, paid immediately to them, or that you are supporting me with money so I can pay them. So I very much now, and they touch me very much, and I see that they do like a circulation over you. They are flying over you, and so I don't want to end until I don't feel it so much anymore. So that's why I feel so tired, because they're showing me how they fly around. So thank you. Thank you.